The Weekly Warp Pipe.
Hey, welcome back, my weekly Warp Pipers. This week's episode, we're going to have a special guest, our friend Brandy, Gamer Aimer on YouTube. Maybe you've seen her videos, maybe you haven't, but we're talking to her about no limits on collecting. She has quite the collection. All sorts of stuff too, toys, video games, kiosks. It's a great time chatting with her, so you don't want to miss this episode. Of course, Dave's back with another Name That Quote, and Brandy's participating with us on that. So I'm kind of curious how far she'll getting David's quotes. Maybe you guys will be guessing them at home, yelling at us which quote it's from. And be sure to watch to the end with Wheel of Doom. It actually lands on a topic perfect for Brandy. See how she answers it. All that and more on this week's episode. So without further ado, let's jump in the warp pipe and enjoy some nostalgia. What's up, boys? Welcome back. Welcome back. Haven't seen Dave in weeks. It's been a long time. Dave was on vacation, cruising around the U.S. or not the U.S. I don't even know where the cruise went. You were on a cruise, though.
We went to the Bahamas.
Nice.
All right, David. None of this is about you tonight.
No, it's not. No, we'll talk about that next week.
Fair enough. We do have a special guest this week. If you guys didn't see her post, if you're not following us on any of the social media stuff, be sure to do that. But we have our good friend Brandy, or otherwise known as Gamer Aimer. What's
it's
up,
all
girl?
about Brandy tonight.
That's it. There she is. What's
Howdy,
up?
howdy.
Great to have you on the podcast. We're going to be talking about collecting stuff because you have quite the collection.
Yeah, I don't even
Collecting
know how.
everything.
It just finds me. It's crazy.
I can see a bunch of it in the background there. Some looks like Ninja Turtles and some standees and stuff back there.
Yeah, just this is like my overflow of like toys. This is like my toy and vintage nostalgia room, and then the
Okay.
entire basement, is all the games.
Well, that's a majority where you film your videos, right? Is the basement kind of where you set up?
Yeah. Mhm.
Nice. Yeah, I have yet to visit the place though.
Oh, you don't want to visit right now.
Oh,
It
okay.
It is a wreck.
Like, how many videos do you do a week?
It's
Typically.
kind of fluctuated recently. Things have been pretty chaotic over here. But typically I try to do like a couple a week, and then I'll throw in like some shorts and some posts and stuff. I need to get back a little bit on track.
Mhm.
I'm revamping the entire game room. I don't want it to like look the exact same anymore. And some stuff needs to come out of the garage and into the game room. And then I got a couple free kiosks. I know, crazy. So now I have to like remodel the basement to fit them. And I got some things going on with the basement, and just trying to get it all in order. And I just want it to look different and nicer, and
Mhm.
kind of be more of like how I've envisioned it to be.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and it's certainly changing the entire layout. We'll switch it up rather
Yeah.
than just like, oh, let me change the stuff on the shelf. You're like, nope, shelf's coming out. Maybe an arcade's going here and a kiosk over here. Where do you put the stuff while you're rearranging it? Just kind of other
Oh,
rooms in
you
the
don't
living
even want
room, or
to. I thought about like making a video. Like, so the video that was gonna come out today, but I had something to do. It's coming out tomorrow. I like joke at the very end, and I'm like, if you guys want to see the chaos, let me know in the comments.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I might get real and show like legit my room like in shambles. Like I might show what it's really like to be a collector.
Well, I was almost
I don't know
thinking
yet. I might
that it could be a fun, almost like live stream off the cuff, kind of just having it camera set up and you kind of organizing and talking to the people. Like, this stuff's coming out. You could showcase some stuff while you're pulling it off the shelf.
Yeah, I totally could do that. I didn't even think
I'm
about that.
commenting yes right
Yeah,
now.
I would love
I
to
wanna
see
see-
like a full
I want to
tear
see the
down.
chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like real bad. Like, It's crazy. Like, there's standees in the bathroom down there, there's stuff in the tub.
Wow.
I haven't been
Jeez.
in the one closet in years because there's too much I open it and it's like, "Bada bada 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 bada," like, stuff just, like, falls out and hits you. It's like it's pretty crazy, and then there's kiosks stacked on kiosks, and, I had to get rid of an arcade one-up, just to fit the Sega Saturn kiosk, and this other one, I have to completely disassemble it and then reassemble it. This kiosk, I haven't announced which one it is. I'll make a video on that.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Oh.
there was a little mouse living in it,
Oh, you had to
and,
Oh,
relocate him.
no.
yeah, so I found the mouse nest, and I had to some guy gave it to me for free. It was in his cellar,
Okay.
and he just carried it out to my car, and I don't know if I drove home with a mouse or not, and I put it in the garage, and I don't think there's any in there because there's not much in there. It's just like,
Mhm.
like holiday decorations and stuff and a couple arcades. So I don't think it would have survived. But there sure was a nest, and I was like, "I am not bringing this in my house,
Yeah.
until I completely spray everything down." I had to, like, just make sure, and I just been unscrewing every little piece of this kiosk. I'm taking the entire thing apart, and, I'm gonna reassemble it, and then it'll go into the basement. Everything works too, it's crazy, like, it needed a really good cleaning, and, like, the TV and everything worked, so
Wow.
I could almost
So the
see
kiosk has a TV.
with it. Yeah, did it come with a TV?
Okay, so we're
yeah.
trying
You
to
don't know what
narrow
it
it
is.
down. We're trying to narrow
There's a
it down.
clue.
Oh,
There's a
the secret
clue.
of what it is.
Wow!
They all have
And it came with
TVs.
a system, a game system, and a
It
TV.
has a video game system?
Wow.
I was gonna say a lot of people like almost the ASMR of like taking apart dirty game consoles or maybe kiosks and cleaning them and just filming that as like a time lapse video essentially, and
Oh,
that could be almost listened to.
I wish I would've filmed a little more of it, like, as I was but I
Mhm.
think my face would've been like this.
Just discussed it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, it just would've been so terrible, like, the whole time, so probably
So is
better that I did not.
I gotcha.
is it not assembled right now, and you have to reassemble it?
Um, I have to get the base off because I don't feel comfortable not wiping down every little tiny inch or, part
Right, if
of
you've
it
gone
and,
this
like,
far, yeah.
screwing it
Yeah.
and then bleach and then wipe and then spread like, I'm really, you know, making sure.
So we
Yeah.
should get a full DIY of the assembly of the kiosk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
I'm
I would watch
working.
that.
I'll
Yeah, let's
try.
do it. Brady, can I ask you a question? How long have you been on YouTube now?
Since 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought it was longer than that.
No, and I didn't know what I was
Wow.
doing at the beginning, so I mean, I still don't know at times, but here I am.
None of us do.
Yeah. Did you always have the same format as well?
No, so pretty much, I just, like, collected things that I wanted from my childhood, and I started posting pictures on Instagram, and someone reached out and said, "Hey, I see you're in Maryland. I'm probably not far from you. I make YouTube content on Magic the Gathering cards. Let's meet up for lunch and talk about a business plan for YouTube." And I said, "Okay, strange person, I'll meet you for lunch." So I met this
Wow.
guy and he's like, "I make X amount of money, doing this. I think you'd be like a great fit,
Mhm.
yada yada. You have a really cool collection." And this is when I lived in like my parents' garage apartment. Like I
Okay.
rented a little
Mhm.
it was very small. It's kinda like a one-bedroom apartment. There was, like, a kitchen and stuff, and there wasn't a lot of room, but I had, like, a lot of stuff. And he came over, he filmed a game room tour, and then he filmed, like, another video, and then, like, he kinda, like he posted, and then he just, like, fell off the face of the earth. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing over here, like, are you still there?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize how much it was gonna take away, like, good luck to you." Like, pretty much like sink or swim. And,
Did he
I
record
didn't know
and
how
put them
to
on his channel? Or no, he
No,
was
he
just editing for you?
recorded. Yeah, like, the plan
Oh,
was I would
I
just,
gotcha.
like, be me, he
Yes.
would film and edit, and then, we would, like, split whatever eventually.
Gotcha.
And,
Oh, I
Okay,
got
okay.
you.
like, that's kinda how it was gonna be, and I was like, "Well, I don't really care if I'm making it, I just wanna have fun." And,
Mhm.
next thing you know, like, I think it was just, like, a lot, like, trying to manage multiple channels and his own. Um, and then he was, like, really nice about it and, like, really helpful. He's like, I'm here if you have any questions, but, like,
Mhm.
good luck to you." So I was like, "Oh, no, like, sink or swim, here I go." Like, and I just would, like, I would set up my phone on a little tripod, I'd sit down on the floor and my makeshift little, like, table that I had, and I would just talk, and I was so nervous, and I wouldn't smile, and, like, if I did smile or, like, laugh, I would cut that out of the video,
You're
and
like, "People don't wanna see
now
that."
I watch the stuff, I watch it back, and I'm like, "It is so cringe." Like, I don't know, like, what I was thinking, and, it's bad.
Just gotta
That's
not
what
watch
Keith
that old stuff, right? That's what I
yeah.
told David.
Yeah, Keith told me the same thing. He's like, because I just started trying to do the YouTube thing after 3.5 years or something. I don't know. So I haven't done a video in like 3.5 years, and then when I was starting to get back into it, Keith said the same thing. He's like, "You're gonna make cringeworthy videos. You're gonna look back on them. They're gonna be awful." And
Don't just the train goes one direction. Just keep on, continuous improvement, do everything you can. You think you see something new to do that, right? Can't go back and change it. So going
yeah,
back and watching
and
it, making yourself feel bad isn't gonna help.
no, and Brandy,
No, I
how long was it
laugh.
until it kind of like took off?
I wanna say within, like, the last couple years.
Oh, okay. It took a while.
Yeah, it took a long while. I think, like, at least, like, 4 or more years, like, I really had no idea what I was doing, and, I, like, just went through all this, like someone was like, "You should get a camera," so I spent all this money on, like, a camera with, like, a Rode mic attachment, and, I didn't know how to edit or anything, so, like, it still looked and sounded bad, and then I was like, "I don't need that, I'll just use my, iPhone," and then I ended up getting, like, DJI mics, and then I think from, like, that point forward, like, I got a little bit better, I think, but it wasn't until, like, all this time and, like, I started feeling more comfortable, like, around all y'all, like, my friends and stuff, like and I think, like, at the very beginning, it was just yeah, like, there. I stumble through, look, I'm not even smiling, I'm like, "Oh, and today I found this really cool thing, and it is so cool, and wow, look at that. Wow, look at the back. Wow, it's so cool." And, like but in real life, I was like, "Wow, this is awesome, blah, 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 blah," and then you turn on the camera, I'm like, "Hello, we are back." Like, I don't know why, like, I could literally be jumping for joy finding this stuff, like,
Right, right.
screaming, so
Hmm.
happy, and I never recorded that stuff, and then I'd just come in and, like, days would pass, weeks would pass, and then I'd make the video, and I guess, like, the hype, the nervousness, everything, and then teacher mode came out. And then I was like, it's, like, not entertaining, but people still watch the stuff and they'll comment, and they'll be like, "Wow, that's so cool," and then they'll watch a new video, and yeah, like, it's crazy to see that, like, I didn't even know what I was doing there.
Nice. Yeah, this is I looked
So,
up, some of your most popular videos as for views and stuff. That was your game room tour, got 29,000 views there. You got looks like both tour videos here did fairly well. So definitely people like checking out your collection and what you have.
God, and then when I did that, on-rail light gun game, I literally, like, took one phone, like, little camera, and I pointed it at, this flat screen TV that I have.
Oh,
Yeah,
to
like,
get
I don't
gameplay
even
footage?
yeah, like, I just took
Oh,
the
nice.
phone and
Oh, yeah, you
recorded
could
the
see the
TV I
outline of
just
the
recorded the TV.
There we go.
Hey, it
It worked.
works, and I'll
I
bet
had
you
to, like,
nobody
turn
even
off
noticed.
yeah, I turned off all the lights. Yeah, like, what was that transition? I looked like a ghost just like, "Woo." Like and then I, like, look back and I'm like, "Wow, I look so different too." Like, it's so crazy seeing, like, the whole transformation. And and let me tell you, people sure let me know how I've changed over the years. They sure do let me know.
So yeah, it
Um,
could definitely be brutal being a girl on YouTube and on the internet for sure. So you gotta
Mhm.
have some tough
oh, it's
skin and
lovely. I love it. I
And you're
just
such a sweetheart. Like you have such an amazing personality. Getting to meet you and hang out with you at Siege last year, like you're just so genuine and so nice. You just that shines through in a lot of the stuff you do. So I think you do a really great job at everything you do, from what I've seen.
I appreciate that. Y'all are too nice.
We're
I did
not.
want to
That's the truth.
I did want to mention weren't you on a TV show too? I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
you
I
were
was.
filming. Yep.
Yeah, for Hulu. So that's when I actually came out to, Syracuse for the, Retro Game Con,
Hmm.
and, it was a ABC News' show Nightline. It was Impact by Nightline that they have. It's, like, the 1st season. I think it's, like, episode 8 or something. It has Taylor Swift, and then, like, 20 minutes in or so, it's me, and, like, that's my house, and then they came out, and they filmed for, like, 9.5 hours or something
Right,
at
right.
my
I remember
house, but
hearing.
they only used, like, less than 5 minutes of footage.
And they followed you around the convention as well, like a
Mhm.
ton filming there.
Yeah.
I was at that convention when they came, and you seemed super excited about it. And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great!" And then you let us know when all the episode went live, and so we were watching. I'm like, Taylor Swift. I was like, okay, and then I was like, oh, there she is. I think it
Yeah,
was you and another person, like they were talking about collecting or something. I feel like there was
yeah,
another
DK
person.
Oldies.
Oh, it was
Oh, wow.
Oh,
nice.
I love it.
Can't make this stuff up.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Nice.
Oh.
Well, that's a little backstory on Brandy there. We'll get into a little bit more what she does, and we're going to get into a few other of our segments, which she'll be participating in as well. All right,
So
Keith.
we're gonna jump over to our warp pipe rental, and this is one that Brandy picked for us. So Russ, hit it.
Let's head to the video store, grab a game for the weekend. We have the box art and description to guide us when we're choosing what game to rent. So grab your rental card because this is the Warp Pipe Rental.
What game you rent for the weekend?
Nice. Yeah. Brandy chose this one here. So we're hitting up the rental store and getting Fighting Force 64 on the Nintendo 64. Right on the box there, it says from the creators of the Tomb Raider series. So it's kind of like a beat 'em up action game, I guess you could say. Not sure why you chose this one out of all the N64 games. Maybe it holds a special place in your heart, Brandy, or
No, it sure does, and I know people are like, "Did you play it on the PS1 or the N64?" Well, I grew
Mhm.
up with this one, and this is one that I actually ended up, renting as well
Okay. Oh,
for a brief
nice.
time. So the neighbor across the street, like, across the alleyway, I would go to her house, like, we were friends growing up, we were, like, really close, and, she had a Nintendo 64, and I got a Nintendo 64, and I loved going over her house when we would play video games, and it would be all of us, like, you bring your own controller, but you get to play, the console and the games. So, she actually had, a copy of this game, and, of course, we always played, like, Mario Party, we played Mario Kart, like, all this stuff, but this game right here, when I played that and I got to pick different characters, and we just, like, kept going through. It was, like, so addicting, and I loved that game that I wanted it, and I
Okay.
didn't have that game, so when I was like, we used to go to Blockbuster and stuff all the time, and we would get movies, like, my grandma would always wanna rent, like, movies for, like, the weekend, and we'd get popcorn and, different, like, candy and stuff. Well, one time I, like, snuck that in to, like, rent. And I
Nice.
was like, "Wow, this game," and I finally, like, had a chance to, play through a little bit further, but of course, like, I
Mhm.
wasn't as good because, like, I didn't have help,
Right.
um,
Single player. Hmm.
and then I had to, like, return it, so I didn't really get to, like, fully beat it, and I think there was only, like, a handful of times that we got, like, very close, going through the game. And then it wasn't until like my adult years when I rediscovered my love for this game. I went back through and like I was able to play it a lot more and actually make it to the end. So it it took many, many, many years, and, like, the second I started collecting again, I was like, "I wanna collect this, and I wanna go through and, like, get all of this." And it wasn't until, like, recent that I actually, picked up the box. I know it's not, like, the best shape, but, a game store gave it to me, I think, for free, and, 'cause it's, like, my love, and then, of course, it has the manual with it, this extra little thing, and then the really cool notable part is it has tattoos.
Oh, no
Ooh,
kidding.
So,
What?
this one actually came with tattoos. And then it even tells you, like, on the back, like,
How to
how
play 'em.
to
Yep.
yeah.
yeah. And I'm just like, "That is so cool," and it has, like, all the characters. And this is one where I do have a T-shirt, but it is kind of faded, so I didn't bring it in this room, but I
Okay.
have a Fighting Force. It's a white T-shirt, and it kinda looks like maybe it wasn't washed right or something, and I was afraid to, like, wash it, so, but I do have the promo T-shirt. I think there's, like, another 1 or 2 on eBay. They rarely pop up. This is, like, the first time I've seen more pop up on eBay, since then, but I'd love to get like a poster or a standee or something, like, I would probably trade, like, and I'm not like a trader, usually I like buy stuff, but if someone like wanted something, I'd probably like trade a lot just to get like some more promotional stuff for this game
Yeah.
because I love it. Like, I don't know why I love it. Like, I think it's just like, it's just so like, I mean, it's kind of like hard to play, I guess, in a way, like nowadays, because like that, like, clunky, like, sort of
Mhm.
whatever, but it's, like, cheesy, like, you have the
Yeah.
elevator scene where there's just continuous enemies coming through,
Right,
the
right.
cans of soda and stuff that you have to, like, grab out when you kick, like, that machine, and,
Mhm.
like, the weapons and the different characters and stuff, like, it's just I don't know, I love it.
Are
Nice.
you a fan of beat 'em ups?
Yes. Fighting
Okay.
games, beat 'em ups, all that, and this one, actually was going to be, like, the next Streets of Rage when it was originally, but they ended up saying Sega, like, said no. They didn't want it because they had their own plans for a new Streets of Rage game, and then this one became Fighting Force.
Oh, I
So is
see.
So,
this
So they
supposed to be Streets of Rage 2?
um,
Because you
It would
said
have been after
they
that,
originally had
right?
plans, so or did they come out with a new franchise?
a
Maybe they
4th
just
it a potential 4th entry in Sega's Streets of Rage series.
Oh,
So this
okay,
would have
so
been
because
that's
it's
4.
jumping to 3D essentially. Yeah.
right,
So
but
yeah.
Yeah.
4 never came out, did it? There's only 3, right?
yeah, it did last year or so.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that was
the
years
new
later.
thing, not
20
back
years
then,
later.
but yeah.
They
Yeah,
just held off on this one. They're like, "We're not gonna go with this one. We got some ideas. We're just gonna wait."
Yeah,
yeah.
20 years.
40
several
years
years.
later.
That was a slow burn. They were like, "Nintendo, you can
Uh,
have this. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait,
Yeah.
and we're gonna bide our time."
I think it's
nice.
awesome that this is a game that you have those kind of memories for, and one that you went out and rented just to get to play it, to get to try to get a little further into it. I think that makes it a really good choice
Yeah.
for our
For the
weekly
Warpipe
Warp
rental.
Pipe rental.
Yeah. And you picked it up too, right, Keith? You got a copy, I
I
remember
did
last
I
week you're
did
saying.
pick it up. It's nowhere near as pristine as over there. It's got a little bit of tear in it, but figured I might as well try it out. I knew there was gonna be a good story behind it, so picked it up and played it old school, kind of, yeah, on a new school
Yeah, the
That
TV.
Yeah.
original
label, did
hardware.
did somebody take a sword to that label or something?
They might have taken a sword to this label. Could have happened.
I see where you're going with it. So what did you guys think of the game? How far did you guys get? Who did you choose as your character?
Well, I don't remember the names of the characters, I'm gonna be honest with you,
Right,
but,
right. Well, what do they look like?
I'm a very big fan of, Streets of Rage. That's one of my favorite beat 'em ups, especially on the Sega Genesis. I was never really everyone knows this, I was never an N64 guy.
Mhm.
It was a little clunky, um, but I don't know how I feel about the 3D elements of the beat 'em up. I was just never, like, a 3D beat 'em up player. Um I don't know. I'm not trying to insult you, Brandy, but I'm probably gonna go like average 3.5 out
Yeah,
of
You're already
I
5.
mean,
rating.
it did get like mixed reviews, and I mean, I think I definitely have like the nostalgia blinders on for it, but I do think it is fun. And like for N64, like when you think of beat 'em ups, I mean, this is kind of it.
It's
As
true.
for what they had to offer, yeah.
So I mean, I think it still holds up because of that, and I feel like it could have been like more polished and stuff, and I think it's like a little easier playing it on like a different set controller, like
Yeah.
in new time. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. I just seeing it, and they also
Mhm.
made like action figures for it for the characters
Oh,
like
that's cool.
Smasher. Is it
Oh,
Hawk?
wow.
Some yeah, like Alana or something. They made like
I
the
played the
characters.
Smasher because I
Oh,
was
hell
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
let's go.
Hope you
Look
did.
at this dude. Let's smash stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I
So
played it and got to I think the first boss, I want to say it was. You kind of surrounded by people and
Yep.
he's a little like I think he has some claws and I was so close to beating him and he just got that one last hit on me and I was like, no, so pissed. I was hopeful and I was gonna beat the boss, but didn't.
I
what
didn't
about you,
make it
Keith?
Yeah.
quite that far.
No.
I made it to the elevator,
Yep.
and I didn't realize that I could, like, is double tap to run? Is that what I was doing?
I was holding in
You
one of the
just
trigger buttons.
okay, 'cause yeah, there was something I was doing to run, and I didn't realize at the start. I was like, "Wow, this is gonna take forever to get anywhere." Smasher walked really slow, and then I figured
He
out you could
does.
do the
Yeah.
run, and they
Hmm.
do, like, the run and, like, the tackle. So I made it through the
Yeah.
first I saw the video you had up there, Russ. You had a bazooka. I
Yeah, I
didn't
didn't
even
see
hit
that.
I never found a
I got I
bazooka.
got
It looked like it was
the
in, like, one of
handgun
the
with the
early
pew pew
levels.
pew pew.
I got the handgun, but I couldn't hit anything. So when I got the baseball bat and I was in the
Mhm.
elevator, I was just standing there with Smasher just taking dudes out left, right, and center like it was a sword. But I think it's a really cool game. I enjoyed playing it. I wanna play more of it. I just didn't have the time this week to to get to that first boss, but now that
Mhm.
I know that you made it there, Russ, and you didn't make it through it, I guess I'm gonna have to get there and
Yeah,
make it
I
through it.
probably put a good hour, I'd say, into it, um, going in, and I thought it was gonna be for initially going in, I thought it was gonna be more like Streets of Rage where you're going through the city, but it's more of these locked off areas that you're fighting
Mhm.
in, then you traverse to the next area. And it's very strange with you're going through and it'll be like level 1.2, then 1.3. Like
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
just to level 1, 2, like what is the point? Like, okay, fine.
Are
But
there
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
search.
levels to it?
yeah, I don't know how far did you get, Brandy? You said is there like level 8 point something or
I can't even remember. I know it's, like, longer than I remember as a kid, like, when
Yeah.
I played it, I was like, "Dang, I really didn't make it anywhere." I remember playing it, like, when I first picked it up again when I was collecting it, like, this is, like, years ago, when I, like, actually fully beat it, um, and then I'd say within, like, the past year, I did a live stream where I was playing some of it, and I didn't make it that far even now, and I'm like, "Man, how did I make it a couple years ago?" But I
yeah,
remember it was way longer than I, like, remember as a kid, and I'm like, "No wonder she didn't wanna keep playing because we weren't even
keeps
close
going.
to the
Yeah.
end, like,
This
at
shows,
all."
yeah, this is 7.1. This stage it shows
Yeah.
here, and there's about another 20 minutes, and so this could be the last area. So
Oh,
definitely get your money's worth, I guess, with how much
You
is in.
sure do.
And
I feel
Now,
like
have
this is
any of
one I
you
would
guys
rent again.
mhm.
yeah. Have
Like,
you
if I
guys
was a rental
played
store?
the other versions of it? Are they do they
Oh
play
no,
better?
I haven't.
I think
I
PS1 is
swear I
better.
have. I feel like this is one that I had on the PS1
Yeah, and
originally,
PS1.
Okay.
I
but
think it is better to play,
Like you said,
and
it may be better controller, easier
I
to
think so.
navigate. Yeah, okay.
'Cause that's what people have told me, and I'm pretty sure I tried it out, and I was like, "Oh, this does feel more comfortable," like,
yeah.
now, but back then,
Right,
I didn't know, like, I was accustomed to the N64
Yeah.
controller, and
right.
it didn't
Sure.
bother me then, but nowadays it does, unless I use, like, the Brawler 64 or something, and,
That, that's what I was using.
Sure.
Fighting Force 2 doesn't feel the same. Like, I think the first game is the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What would you give it as a rating, Brandy?
1 billion.
A billion.
A billion.
Wow.
So honestly, it's kind of her podcast tonight, so she do whatever
There
she
you
wants.
go.
We don't even have rules here.
A billion. What
Yeah.
about you, Keith?
I'm gonna stick to the 1 to 5 scale. I'm not gonna go to the billion scale. but
Okay. Easier.
Okay.
I would probably give it a 4. This is
Yeah.
definitely one I would recommend again and one I want to play some more of because I didn't get enough time playing it. So
Yeah.
that makes me want to play it more, which is gonna give it that rating.
Nice. And I think Dave, you had said before, what was it?
I'm like a 3.5
Okay.
ish. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it has that charm, certainly, for the N64, putting the hour in. I think close to day 3.5 to 4. I could see maybe renting this one again, I would say.
Yeah.
I know we reached out to you guys and a few people left comments, so I'm kind of curious what they thought about it. So we'll see what you guys said.
What did you say? What did you say?
Springfield, let's hear from you.
Let's hear from you over on Instagram. 8-Bit Warrior says, I won't have time to play this rental this weekend. I've got adult chores I need to catch up on, but I was always interested in this game. I remember wanting to rent it at the video store back in the day and regretting it when they started to consolidate/sell off the N64 stuff when the new wave of systems like PS1 and PS2 kind of took over the rental shelves.
It does have a rental worthy cover to it, right? It
Right.
looks
Yeah.
And they draw
interesting,
you
right?
in
Like,
with like
what is that?
Tomb Raider, right? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I heard of that game. Okay. And it is rated teen. I just noticed that.
E for teen.
Joe's Instagram says, I still play this game from time to time. It's a fun beat 'em up. And looks like Caps Off Gaming said, this is your game, Brandy.
Yeah. I know, I got tagged in it. I think on a couple things. I got tagged in.
Oh, nice,
Nice.
nice. And then let's see, do we have one on YouTube on our community page from Kaz says, hey, Warpipe, I have a fond memories of playing this game on the PlayStation. Apparently, it was supposed to be in the Streets of Rage franchise, but didn't, as you can see by the name. One of those fun games that came out of nowhere when everyone was switching to 3D. I think it translates well, whether it's destroying items or waves of beefy dudes. You're in for a good time. It even has an elevator sequence. You can't be a beat 'em up in the 90s if you don't have an elevator sequence. Ask anyone.
True.
It's true.
Don't know who anyone is, but we can still ask them.
That's it. Gotta have your elevator sequence. Nice. So if you guys didn't get a chance to play it this week, definitely hit the rental store and grab Fighting Force on the N64. Give it a go on there to get that charm for sure of how it goes down. And we are hitting the rental store again this coming weekend. Dave, what are we checking out?
So next week is a movie. We've hit the movie again, and we are gonna go back in time, and we're gonna go rent the OG Super Mario Brothers the movie.
That's
John
right.
Leguizamo and what's the other guy's name?
Bob
The guy who
Hoskins.
was Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
He was in Roger Rabbit, right?
Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
So
classic one for sure.
it's
gonna be
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
childhood drama right there.
So give it a watch.
I say I did pick up. I have this with a special edition version, so it has some extended stuff on there. So feel free to check it out, rent it. I'm not sure where it's streaming, so try to hit up the store and give it a rental. Super Mario Bros. The movie.
You guys ready? With that,
No.
Dave's been cooking. He's got some good ones, I bet.
yep. And I just went on that cruise, and I told you guys. I don't know if anyone heard, but I was on a cruise this past week, and they do trivia like 2 or 3 times a day, and they had a movie quote trivia, and I
Wow.
did it, and I sent a message to the guys. They did one round, 20 quotes. I got 18 out of 20. So the only 2 that I got wrong, I'm not going to give it to you guys. I was
Should've
close
used
on
it
one
on
of
us.
them. Some of them were a little bit more modern, but for the most part, the two that I got wrong, one of them was from The Notebook.
Okay.
Never seen The Notebook. I don't care about The Notebook. I'm never gonna watch The Notebook. The second one, it was a Marvel movie. I guessed Iron Man, but it was actually Black Panther. So I was very close. They didn't give us a hint of like the genre of movie or anything like that. So the fact that I said Iron Man and it was Black Panther, I was pretty close. So I got 18 out of 20. So I hope I did you guys right.
I mean,
fair
that's
enough.
better than saying Captain America when it was Black Panther. I see where you're going there. I get it.
Oh, sure. Okay. So let's jump into it, guys.
Hey, I bet you can't name that quote.
Okay, so Brandy, we've got 3 quotes. We're going back into the 80s. They do have a theme. It's more genre themed. So I'm just gonna put that out there. Ready for number 1, guys? Here we
Okay.
go. Brandy, I'm expecting great things from you.
Jeez.
She's shaking.
Brandy's
I
like
would
20
not.
years old. She's not gonna know these from the 80s.
Yeah, I wasn't even born yet. I mean, I really wasn't born.
All right,
in the
well, here,
80s.
we're gonna do this anyway. Here we go, guys. Number 1. You know those do not remove under the penalty of law labels they put on mattresses? Well, I cut one of them off. Name that quote.
Dang, that does sound real familiar. Where is that from?
I told you.
Oh.
Because I remember hearing that and then wondering about it. And then I went to my parents' bed and saw that there really was one of those stickers on there, or the
Yeah,
little
Yeah, the
tags. on there.
tags. Yeah, yeah. And they left it
Where
on.
is that from?
We do
We're-
have an audio, so
Let's hear it.
if we play it, maybe that'll trigger your memory on that. Let's see.
You know those little do not remove under the penalty of law labels they put on mattresses? Well, I cut one of them off.
Can't place the
That didn't
voice.
make it better at all.
You
That
know,
made it worse.
You know who it sounds like though?
Who does it sound like?
It sounds like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Oh,
Right?
okay. I see
Like,
where you're
listen,
going with
You know
that.
those little do not remove under the penalty of law labels they put on mattresses? Well, I cut one of them off.
Well, I cut one of them off.
Yes, it does.
I'm the dude
yes.
playing the dude disguised as the other
another
dude.
dude.
I know what dude
I'll
I
give you
am.
guys a little hint. I don't know
Alright.
if this will help Brandy, but here's a hint. I've used this movie before. I know it doesn't help, but
Yeah, that
It-
sure helps.
I got nothing.
and it is not the main character that says it.
Okay.
They say it to the main
To
character.
the main character. Yeah. Nothing's coming to me.
Nothing,
No.
guys.
I'm
That
gonna
is
feel bad
from
after this.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh
That's
wow.
where it is.
Okay.
He's in the car with the criminal,
That's-
and he's
That's
driving him,
That's
Like-
okay. Yeah.
and he saw he had the half of the handcuff, and he's like, "What'd you do?" And that's what he did. He cut one of those tags off.
That makes sense.
I
Okay.
dig it.
And I threw this in there because Max just released their documentary on Pee Wee Herman that I got to watch.
Yeah, that was.
That's
original,
right. I
yeah.
did see that.
So gonna watch that sometime this week. Okay. Sorry, guys. Number 2. Here we go. I keep telling you, you listen to me more, you live longer.
So short and
That's
sweet.
it. Short and sweet.
Listen to me more. Live longer.
So would you guys like the theme? Will that help you? I know it's kind of difficult.
Is he the theme?
No.
Is
No.
like Pete? No. Okay.
No. Nope.
What's
I don't
the
know.
theme,
The,
David?
the theme is 80s adventure movies.
I mean, I feel like that quote could fit into any adventure movie.
It's
I
true.
feel like
Listen
it's
for
a
me,
trend.
you'll live longer. Maybe when I
feel
hear
like I
this,
said that this week.
Now,
I
now
mean, I
before
don't
you
know.
play the quote,
Okay.
I know you're going to hear it,
Mhm.
and I'm wondering if you might guess a different movie.
Oh.
Hmm.
All right. Let's see. Number 2 here.
I keep telling you, you listen me more, you live longer.
Okay. I think I know who it is, But
Okay.
you were
Who
saying it gets so now to, I guess, narrow down which movie it is. I may be off, but you got
Brandy,
anything,
do you
Keith
know
or
who
Brandy?
that is?
I'm not sure, but that sounds familiar now that
Okay.
I hear that, but I have no idea.
Do we want to play it one more time?
Sure.
I keep telling you. You listen me more, you live longer.
Oh, okay. I think I got it.
It's
Because
it's
I know
Indian, right?
I was gonna go one way, and now I'm going the other way. I see what Dave did there.
What way were you going?
Oh,
wait, Keith,
I
do you
think
have an
I
idea?
got it. I think I got it.
I feel like it's Indian. It's an Indiana Jones movie.
Okay. What about you, Russ?
I'm going with the Goonies.
That's what I was thinking, the Goonies. Like, that's the only thing that popped in my head, but I don't.
Okay.
What do we got,
Well,
Dave?
let's give the point to Keith.
Oh, it is Indiana Jones. It's not Data.
Is it when they've got the raft?
It's in Temple of the Doom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it when
my
he's got the
God,
raft? They fall with the raft, right?
I don't think it's the rat.
No.
I can't put my finger on it.
I was thinking
Ah.
Goonies. I was with the two of you.
Well, that's
and
the
then I was
thing is,
like,
I was
Yeah, that's
listening to it.
see
the
it. I
only
could hear
thing
the
that popped in
difference
my
in the
head.
voice almost, right?
Well, I thought
because he's
Indiana
younger
Jones,
in this movie.
the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then because
Yeah.
you said that made me flip the Goonies.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. All right. Fair
So
enough.
there you go. So Keith gets
Short
the
round.
point. All right,
Number three.
last one. 80s adventure movies. People who have no hopes are easy to control, and whoever has the control has the power. What do we got? It's a tough one.
I want to say
Randy,
something, but I
anything?
think it'd be way off.
Recently?
What's that?
We talked about this movie recently?
We've
one of
had a
those
quote
ones-
from this movie in the past. Yes.
That narrows it down.
Was there was there a rat or bogus about this?
No.
Okay.
All right.
No, I don't think so.
Let's hear it then.
People who have no hopes are easy to control. And whoever has the control has the power.
Well, now I'm not sleeping tonight.
Ooh.
Where is
Dude,
that from?
This character gave me nightmares as a kid.
Ooh.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. Definitely scary as a kid.
Russ, what is it?
I'm going off on a way limb here, and I don't know if it's
Okay.
right, but is it from He-Man, Masters of the Universe?
Who do you think it is?
Skeletor.
No, it's not.
Okay. I
And-
feel like after that line, he says
don't-
the power. I was like,
I don't know the movie,
Okay.
Mhm.
but it's the character we were talking about. It's the devil character with the crazy makeup, right? With a crazy devil face.
oh, from
I have no
Legend.
idea what the movie is.
You talking about Legend or It?
Legend? Is that the one with the
Yeah, the red
cool
demon
devil
with
guy
the-
with the red
yeah,
head? With the,
Tim Curry?
yeah,
Yeah.
with Tom Cruise.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Okay,
It's
we
not.
give up. Was Brandy got anything?
Nope. Drawing a blank.
Okay,
And I have mentioned that this character has given me nightmares before on the podcast.
oh, interesting.
wait, is it it?
Mm,
Wait, is it Iron Man?
It's not Iron Man. It is not Batman Returns. Give up?
Yeah.
That is
Gentle.
Gamork from the Neverending Story.
Oh, I love that movie.
Ah, the wolf thing.
The
I
Wolf
used to just sit
Man.
there and like listen to like the song over and over and over.
Fun story real quick on that is I watched some behind the scene thing or something on that, and a version, I think in Europe they came out, they had a different voice actor for Gamork and totally changed like the character with what accent he had or whatever it was. It was like,
Huh.
what? Would you go grab?
I picked this little bootleg guy up from Chicago when I was in Chicago.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
The Rock Monster.
Yeah. I mean,
Sweet.
I haven't seen that movie since I was like 9, so I still have nightmares about it to this day. So
Gamork,
It's been a
man,
long
he's
time.
terrifying.
Good stuff. Sweet.
the
So,
horse, the horse.
oh, let's not have another one of those conversations, please. I I I want to sleep tonight and not worry about the horse.
That wraps up Name That Quote.
Oh, it's to me, are we going rad or bogus, right? So we're picking
Yeah.
each picking a subject and 2 things from that category. One we're keeping, it's rad. The other one goes away forever. It's bogus. Hit the rest.
Bogus. Nice. What do we got? What do we got? Who's going first?
I'll go first.
You'll
I'll go first this time. Yeah.
All right.
So for this week's topic, I'm going snacks, and I'll tell you later why this one came up to me. I'm gonna keep it easy on you guys for the actual topic of what you have to choose between, but then I'll tell you why. So we're going with snacks. We're going for Doritos,
Mm-hmm. Original?
Cool Ranch, or Nacho Cheese.
Oh, okay. Either of those. Okay. Choose between Cool Ranch or nacho cheese. I mean, a classic is a classic, but then Cool Ranch is
Yeah.
it's a little bit more, a little bit better. I feel like recently I've just gone more Cool Ranch. I don't think I've gotten the classic Doritos in quite some time. So I'll go. That'll be my choice. Cool Ranch for me. Bogus. Classic Doritos. The cheese. Sorry.
Okay. There's so many flavors.
So many flavors now. Yeah.
Right?
What do
How
we
about
got?
you,
What are you
Keith?
thinking?
You're thinking still?
You thinking? How about Brandy?
Cool Ranch is my favorite, so I will definitely keep that, and you can get rid of every other one.
Wow. Every
Oh,
other flavor.
wow.
All of them.
All of them.
Draws a
Nice.
line in the sand. This
The
Wow.
is
best
where we're
part
at,
is when you
eh?
get the Cool Ranch ones. They have like all the little speckle
Yeah.
flavor on them.
Mhm.
Those are like the holy grails in the bag. Cause like I feel like they don't give you as many as they used to.
Those are the
Oh.
holographic ones, like where you're doing Pokemon card.
Yeah.
But I did just look, and I'm on like this like keto thing, and I'm doing fairly well. I think it's gonna stick this time. And the Cool Ranch, 18 grams of carbs per 32 grams of serving. So that would be something that I would not eat at the moment. Because I was gonna base it off of the carb count, but Cool Ranch has more carb. So
Blast.
I don't even know. I couldn't even go off that.
I
How
mean,
about you, Keith?
Just so you know.
I'm all about the jalapeno and cheddar personally, so this is kind of throwing me a little bit, but I think I'm gonna have to keep the nacho cheese because if I didn't have that, how would I make the jokes that this is my cheese? It's nacho cheese. So I'm gonna keep.
We'd
Oh,
lose that
you
joke.
went that way.
I would lose that joke, right? And
You
I
went the dad
sadly I
joke.
use it all the
Well,
time.
yeah, but I mean, doesn't mean that other companies can't make it.
Or make nachos, I guess. Right?
Well, make nachos with cheese. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
but
a
I
flavor,
mean,
the way it's called.
I know, but Doritos is like the go-to, right? So
That's true.
I'm gonna have Doritos. Cool Ranch is good too. I'm sticking with my choice. Nacho cheese is rad.
Well,
Okay.
you
The
can have
reason
all
this
my nacho cheese ones, and I'll just
Perfect.
take
I'm
the
just
Cool
gonna
Ranch.
get jalapeno and cheddar anyways. So is
the
what it
reason
is.
this came up is because I've been buying some of the other flavors. Like the sriracha is really good. They make a taco one that tastes just like tacos. But today I saw a new one that I hadn't seen before, and I almost bought it. But I have a thing like $6 for a bag of chips is too much, so I wait for the Doritos to go on sale.
Mhm.
They had dill pickle
Oh, I've seen
Doritos,
those.
Mm.
so I'm interested to try those. So that's what triggered this rat or bogus.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
Who's
You
next?
guys don't have ketchup chips, right?
Yes, we do.
Down there? You do?
Yes,
Oh, everywhere or
I
just
haven't
where you
seen
grew up?
them in a while, but we do
They're
have
like
ketchup flavored chips.
specialty. Like you have
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
really come across them.
Because
yeah,
we have them all the time here,
they're
but
very
we
good.
have ketchup Cheetos now.
Ugh.
around.
Ugh.
They're really, really good. Like,
Mm.
shockingly good. They're not, like, cheesy. They're just ketchup and
I mean,
Cheetos.
I do love ketchup. I literally eat it on everything except for this new diet that I'm on. I have to like not eat it, and it's like really difficult because I'm one that like put it on all the weird things.
Mhm.
But even I don't know if I do like Cheetos and I'd rather just dip regular chips in ketchup
I
than
I
the
guess
ketchup.
I'm bringing a bag to me with Siege. I guess there's gonna have to be a ketchup Cheetos.
I'll break my diet for that.
For that.
You're allowed one.
For just one.
Just one chip.
That's all.
Nice.
Right. Who's next here?
Who
You want
wants to
Brandy to
go?
go? Have our guest go? You got
Do
one,
it.
or are you just participating? I don't know.
I have one. I don't know if you guys already said it yet.
Okay.
So if you did, just
Doesn't
roll with
matter.
it. But I
Okay.
want to tick people off. So here's your thing. I love fighting games. I feel like any day of the week I could flip flop. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, so it's Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
I
Any
assume Street
specific
Fighter 2,
game?
right?
Yeah,
Not-
just Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Or you could do like
Like,
Street
just the
Fighter 2
franchises
and Mortal
altogether.
Kombat 2. Like you could
These
just
are-
do
or just franchises.
Just the franchise of both of them.
Oh,
yeah,
or we're doing just the game, the whole franchise.
whatever.
The whole
Just right.
franchise.
Oh,
I'm Mortal Kombat
yeah.
all the way. I don't know why Mortal Kombat was the game I had as a kid. I don't think I ever owned a Street Fighter game. So Mortal Kombat, totally rad.
Interesting. Okay.
This one's
Dave's
tough
tough.
because
See, I thought
no, because
y'all
I
would do
remember
the
going
other.
to like the movie theater and putting that quarter on Street Fighter. Not so much Mortal Kombat, but then I have a lot of memories with Mortal Kombat on like Sega Genesis. I do prefer the Mortal Kombat, like the later games of Mortal Kombat, as opposed to the later games of Street Fighter. So it depends. So if we're talking about franchises, it's going to be tough. But if we're talking like retro,
Mhm.
that might be a little different story. So I don't know. Do you know Russ?
I feel like, yeah, if you're putting it that way, I certainly Street Street Fighter was probably one of the first arcade games I played going up to the convenience store. But they eventually got a Mortal Kombat machine. I fell in love with that game, and having the fatalities just put it that much ahead, and watching a ton of people play it at the arcade. And if we're going franchise wise,
Mm-hmm.
I probably enjoy the Mortal Kombat 90s movie more than the Street Fighter one. And
That's also a very good point.
I think the later Mortal Kombat games I really got into, like 10 and 11, because how they did the storyline was so cool, making you play through each character in a story. And I never seen Street Fighter do that. It was always just the, pick your guy, do the fight, where Mortal Kombat was like, here's a story mode, you're going to play every character and then have a overall arcing story. Now, I haven't gotten the latest Mortal Kombat, and the last Street Fighter game I got was probably the like Capcom collection. So I haven't played.
Mhm.
I think 4 or 5 was some of the last ones that came out. So I go with Mortal Kombat as the rad Street Fighter bonus.
It also means that, like Russ was saying, we would also be taking away the Street Fighter movie and keeping Mortal Kombat movie, because if you're taking away the franchise, movie goes too. But if we don't choose Mortal Kombat, that means we never met Daniel Pesina.
That's true. Yeah, we got to meet Johnny Cage.
And we got to play Mortal Kombat with Daniel Pesina. Oh man. Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
with that, I think if we're going franchise from start to finish,
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
But what about the Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter game?
Well, that's getting trashed in
That
the
would
in the
go away
garbage.
too.
Yes.
Then you get Marvel or sorry, DC versus Mortal Kombat. You can
I
play that
guess.
one.
What about you, Brandy? What do you pick?
Darn, I really thought all y'all were gonna say Street Fighter because I thought someone was gonna be like, well, Street Fighter came first. Without that, we wouldn't even have, Mortal Kombat fighting and all that. But No, I thought you guys were gonna say that so that I could say Mortal Kombat.
Whoa! Just trying to push buttons, eh?
I was. For some reason, I thought you guys would all do that, but, Mortal Kombat is awesome. It's, it I feel like at the very beginning, like, Street Fighter, everyone was, like, gung ho, and then
Mhm.
next thing you know, it was just so violent, and it, like, created a riff with everything, like, going to court and stuff for being
Right.
violent and all of that, and then Sega versus Nintendo and blood versus sweat, and,
Yeah.
Right.
it's shaped so much over the years, and, in, like, this room, I still even though I brought all, like, the Mortal Kombat stuff that I have downstairs since it's video game, not really toy-like, even though it is toys, I still have, like, my Mortal Kombat collector's editions up here on top of this, you know, desk that I have. So I'm like staring at it, so I could not say Street Fighter, like if
Exactly.
I'm
I
literally like surrounded by the collector's edition boxes up here, even though I did get the banner
I was
for
just
the
gonna
Street
mention
Fighter
that.
movie.
I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
mention
Yeah.
that when we were hanging out with
Eh,
Brandy in Syracuse, we went to I think it was it a toy vault or something like that?
The
And
toy
Brandy
store in the mall.
yeah, and Brandy bought a rental or was it a movie theater or a rental?
A movie theater, banner, original
Yeah,
banner
a
for
banner with the grommets and everything of the Street Fighter movie. So, Brandy, that now no longer exists in your collection.
dang. I haven't even found a spot for it. It's still rolled up, sadly. But no, I remember walking in that store because I was like, "I'm gonna find something in here. Let me buy the thing on the wall." Like,
And it was way up. It was
yeah.
way up on the ceiling.
I was trying
Alright,
to
well, that
pull
was a
up the
good
video,
one.
but I couldn't find it quickly enough.
That was a good one. Yeah.
All right, Keith, what do you got?
All right, I'm gonna go with kind of controllers, and I decided I was gonna go with controllers that had the fun little accessories. I wrap this up because I have OCD. How the fun little accessories. So the ones that had like the rumble pack you put in there. Dreamcast has this little guy that goes in here.
The little
Oh,
VMU. Mm-hmm. And you
Brandy,
got the N64 controller as
N64.
well.
Which one with the fun accessories for the vibrations and the memory cards? The N64 controller or the Dreamcast controller? Which one's rad? Which one's bogus?
I think this is an easy one for me, but if you guys wanna go first, go ahead.
Just knock Dave out. What do you got? What do you got?
Oh, just knock me out.
Knock it out. It's easy.
I'm going Dreamcast because, first of all, it feels better in the hand. You got the little joystick at the top there and not that little, like, banana at the bottom in the
The old banana.
N64. And then on top of that, isn't that little memory card also like a little video game as well?
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take that out
So,
and it was like a Tamagotchi or whatever, right?
yeah. So I would clear winner for me on that
Okay,
one.
Streamcast.
Yeah.
Who we got? Who we got?
What do you think, Brandy?
Man, for nostalgia, I have to go with the N64. I know it's, like, really uncomfortable and whatever, but back in the day, I preferred that, I think, over the Dreamcast. And even now, like, when I play, like, my Dreamcast kiosk and I play with the controllers, I don't know, it's still it doesn't really feel that comfortable to me. Like, even
It's a
that
little
one
small.
still doesn't. Like, it feels a little odd.
Like holding it in my adult hands, does feel a little narrow for some reason.
Like, it just something about, like, it's maybe, like, how, like, my wrists are or something, like, it's like it it feels a little odd when I play those games, and I know, like, the N64 sucks, like, controller-wise, but, I mean, I, like, literally own, like, 100 plus controllers, so I can't say like, just of the N64, so I can't really
Oh,
say
wow.
that that one is, like, worse. I feel like everything would collapse if I said that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I feel like I'm leaning towards the N64 controller just because I think it was so cool getting it and getting the rumble pack
color.
for it, like putting it in there, and they had not that I used it, but they had the transfer pack for Pokemon where you can put your Game Boy cartridge in and transfer it to like Pokemon Stadium, I believe. And I thought that was pretty cool for sure. And again, almost like the feel of the Dreamcast controller. I haven't played Dreamcast in quite some time, but I feel like it was a little bit awkward, more awkward than the N64 controller. Nowadays, it's great because the Retro Fighter people are just releasing all new controllers designs for these systems. So I have one for N64, and I think they have a Dreamcast one coming out that's more of a pro controller ish looking one. But I feel like I give it to the N64. That's rad.
I'm gonna make this a 50-50 split. I'm gonna go with Dreamcast.
Fair
Because
enough.
it has that little Tamagotchi thing. Like
The little
play whenever
Tamagotchi.
I wanted. Put it in my pocket. Take it with me.
I dig
There it is.
Nice. All right. What do I got here? We're doing toys, and I went with two classic toys. I don't know if you had these growing up or not, but we're doing Talk Boy from Home Alone, made famous from Home Alone, or Yak Back. I don't know if you remember that one. Which one's rad? Which one's bogus?
Are those little keychain ones?
Yeah.
Yes. Cruz has some of those in his store.
Oh, okay. Of the Yak Backs.
Yeah. So I was reminded of those when I went and saw those. I'm gonna go with Talk Boy.
Yeah.
Because without Talk Boy, what are you gonna do in Home Alone?
That's true. It would change he would have to use a Yak Back? I don't know.
Well, I mean, those weren't out then. And remember, like the guy comes in and he has the voice of his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for even more reasons, I mean, it's just the cool factor. It's like futuristic looking, and yeah, it was like every kid wanted one of those, right? I feel like the Yak Back is that what it's called? Yak Back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was more 90s, right? Like later 90s, a few
Yeah.
years
Mid to
after
late
Talk Boy.
90s. Mm-hmm.
That's like when things got all digital, and like not with cassettes. So I would have to go with Talk Boy.
There's some images for you for the Yak
There
Back.
it is. Very Nickelodeon looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Look, and there's
See,
Kevin.
I was thinking it was one of those ones where it's like, I guess that's a bop it or whatever. It's like bop it, twist it. And you're doing the
Right.
it's like a
Right, the
game, right?
game.
When
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
first said it, and then I looked that up and I was like, I'm definitely going with the Talk Boy.
You know, Talk Boy,
You're going Talk Boy?
Brandy.
Well, so I had a Yak Back, and you just reminded me that I had a
Nice.
red one, and I got my brother in trouble with it because I recorded him cussing.
Oh,
So I actually like just remembered that,
Wow.
and now I need to get a Yak Back. So, I mean, it's
remember earlier when I was like, "You're such a sweetheart."
yeah.
You're just
Were you like, hey,
causing
Ma, listen
trouble
to
now,
this?
eh?
Well, now wait a
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
Now, if she chooses Talk Boy, then the Yak Back goes away, and that never happened.
She could
No,
get out of
it
trouble.
has to happen.
Okay.
I picked the Yak Back, but I know that obviously, like, so like back then I would have picked that, but like going like getting older, like I do see obviously the importance of the Talk Boy, but the Yak Back, I need to find one now, and I had a red one, and I don't
Choose
know
your
if there's
colors here.
different colors. If it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the red with yellow, I
Oh,
feel like
right.
it was probably that one, the red with yellow.
Okay.
Like
Brandy, I got you
This
covered.
one here.
I got you covered. I will make a phone
that's
call
like the
tomorrow.
craziest thing.
And so
It
you
can't
had
be
which
that
one?
effective. I'm pretty sure I had the red, so it's like move
Right
your
in the
that
center
one.
there.
I'm pretty sure I had that one.
Red and black.
Dang. Now I
So
gotta
you're getting
I'm gonna
people in
message my
trouble
brother.
again, eh? No cussing around Brandy.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't have a Yak Back growing up. I'd certainly go with the Talk Boy as well. I did pick one up a few years back. Doesn't work, but it has the tape in there, so maybe I can get it working. But certainly an iconic piece, seeing that made so popular with the movie Home Alone, and looks awesome on the shelf displayed. A little harder to display the Yak Back there, but Maybe you guys had some growing up and got some great stories getting your sibling in trouble.
Credit
me.
card? No problem.
Snitches.
Snitches. Nice. Rad and bogus. Sweet. That wraps that up. We're going to be getting into our main topic tonight about collecting everything with Brandy. We're going to dive into it, what she collects and where she puts it all. But before that, we're going to do a commercial break before we get into that topic.
The quest for the newest fruit roll-ups continues.
Finally, Stimpy, it is ours! Don't you know what that means? A creation of my very own, made from my stinky sweat socks! He's gone mad! No, Ren! Yes! Yes! Look what you've done! My plan's ruined! You idiots!
It's new Nickelodeon Peel-Outs, Ren, Stimpy, Doug, and more. Nickelodeon characters now on fruit roll-ups. What fun fruit roll-ups will we roll out with next?
Blindfold, monsieur?
No.
Cigarette?
No.
What do you want on your tombstone?
Pepperoni and cheese. Tombstone pizza, Pierre!
What do you want on your tombstone? Real meat, real cheese. Much better tasting than pizzas made with imitation cheese. So what do you want on your tombstone?
Napkin?
No.
Hey guys, did you know that we're offering channel memberships to help support the show? $1 gets you early access to videos, loyalty badge, and custom emojis. $3 gets you members only live streams, shout outs, and the Warp Pipe rental employee package. That's gonna include a custom sticker, button, and membership card. With the Warp Pipe rental employee card, you'll be able to choose rentals for us to do on the show, including movies and video games. And during our once a month live stream, you guys will be able to chat with us while we're recording the episode. So consider signing up today to support the show and jump in the Warp Pipe with us every Saturday at 9 a.m. All right. Getting bit by the collecting bug. Brandy, when did you start collecting stuff? Did you have a focus, just kind of getting everything? I know you did mention you kind of wanted to get some of the stuff you had growing up. So that was kind of like a short-term goal, I guess, of getting some of that childhood back.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, so I always had, like video games growing up. I just, we didn't have like a lot of money to just blow on video games and tech and stuff. There was always like kids that had more. But like for holidays and birthdays and stuff, I would get a system and then games and stuff like that. So I loved playing video games. I was just really like active in like sports and, like other things. So there were times where, gaming kind of like took like a little bit of like a back seat, or maybe I didn't get as much as I would have wanted. And then when I got into my career, was still living at home with my parents. And I started spending away because I walked into this flea market and they had this like retro game booth. And I was like, wow, N64. I wonder if I still have my Jungle Green N64. And I did. And then I had like Donkey Kong 64, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I just had a bunch of games. Well, then I bought like Fighting Force 64. And then I bought, just like a bunch of other things that I really wanted to play. And then I got a Super Nintendo and then a Nintendo. And then my cousins gave me the Sega Saturn that we all played growing up. And I started playing the games. And like I actually played some of like the full games instead of like what we would do with like some of like the gaming. It would be like the older cousins would play and then I'd have to like wait my turn.
Oh, right,
So
right.
I just started like immediately going back and getting all this stuff that I had as a kid or that I've played as a kid or like, that I wanted. So next thing you know, I'm like looking for stuff and stuff was so cheap in like 2015 or something. And I would go somewhere and there'd just be games for like $1 and there'd be bundles for like $10. So I could get like the Ice Blue N64 for like $5-10 for like the whole system with the controllers. And I would find that stuff. And I would meet people, like I met someone I paid like $20 for the Super Nintendo. And like I was just like, it was not a lot of money and I had a good amount coming in.
Right. No
And
bills since you're living at home. So you're like,
yeah,
hey,
and
I
like
can afford this.
next thing you know, it's just you just kind of go a little crazy. So like it just happened really quick. And then same with like toys and stuff. Like I saw some turtles and I was like, "Oh, I had these as a kid and those were super cheap." And next thing you know, that spiraled for a little bit. And then, Batman stuff. Like it was just like little like fascinations with certain things and I would just go full force. And then someone was selling a Sega store display cabinet and it's like a Walmart one and it was in Delaware. And I was like, I don't really know if I want to collect anything big like a cabinet or whatever. And he had it listed for like $200 in Delaware and it's like this like metal one that has like two little like swivel things on like the front. It's not like a glass cabinet. It's like
Okay.
at the bottom and then like you pretty much see like 12 games, I think it is 6 and 6 and you could like flip it around to the back and then the employee would open up the entire case and grab the stock for you.
I see.
So we had that and I was like, "Dad, can I borrow a truck?" So I borrowed a truck and it was the hottest day of the year in the middle of the summer and then it started pouring down rain. The windshield wiper stopped working, so I have the window down to stay cool. I can't see where I'm going and I'm driving like a couple hours away to pick this up. Thought it was such a bad idea on the way there and that's like I guess what started me like into the displays because I posted it like on Instagram and someone was like, "Hey, I'm selling this kiosk. Hey, I'm selling this. Hey, I'm selling that." And then I wandered down this crazy road. And now it's like I have more kiosks and more things that I don't necessarily have all the room for. And then it's like arcade machines, and then I got like 3 light gun arcade machines, like full size, not arcade one up, but like full size back to back. And then it just like clothing, apparel, jackets, Pokemon cards, like from when I was a kid, I have like full sets. And you know, Happy Meal displays, I have a few of those, and just like toy lines and figures and full sets and video game full sets, and it's just a little wild.
How many full set video games do you have? Which ones are N64? I'm assuming, or
Yeah, N64, and I'm going for the worldwide. I'm like 19 games away from a worldwide set because I have the PAL releases, the exclusives. I have all the North American games, and I have there's like 80 some I think Japanese, and then there's some that are like PAL and Japanese. So like I have those couple as well. But I'm like 19 Japanese games away from the full worldwide set because I couldn't just
okay,
stop at the North American set.
right.
And
Why not?
yeah, why
I mean,
not?
when you go that far, why not?
Yeah, and then I have like a game.com, like Gamecom,
Yeah.
I have
Oh
a
yeah, from
full
yeah,
set of those.
Tiger.
Sega Pico, I have a full set of North American because Japanese went crazy and they have like Pokemon and they have like Dragon Ball Z, I think, and they have like a lot over there. Like Sega Pico was hot over in Japan.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, wow.
so at some point I'll dive into that. I have Magnavox Odyssey 2 because I have those 2 store display lights for that system. So I wanted to just go for the full set. Um,
Nice.
I feel like I have something else too.
So, and are these like mostly on display, like on bookshelves, or do you have them boxed away since you're kind of running out of space, I guess, to put it, or changing
No,
the game
I
room?
I don't put anything boxed away. I try to
Okay.
have everything out and accessible. It might be like behind a game or something, but I don't have anything boxed up in bins and like away. I try to like just cram everything out in the
Away.
open, or like
Mhm.
where I could like open up a little display and like grab the stuff. Um, I feel I really do have something else. I just can't think of it. But I'm really close on like Virtual Boy. I think there's like just one or two, well, more than one, but there's like 2 to 4 games or something that I need. I mean, it's a very small library. And then 32X, I
I got
think.
the full set right here, baby.
Nice.
Full Virtual Boy set.
Yeah, that one,
32X.
that's on my list. 32X, I'm like very close. Atari Jaguar, like I'm pretty close on like some of those. And then Super Nintendo, I'm going for the full set, but I'm getting
Mhm.
to the point where I go to all these game stores and I own all the games.
Right, right. That certainly become. I was going to ask you, how are you mostly tracking down these games? Is it you try not to go eBay and get it? You're trying to just do game stores and conventions, or
Yeah, sometimes I do eBay like for like the Japanese N64 games, and there has been like a time where I didn't make it out to like a game store or something, so I just went on eBay and bought some Super Nintendo games, just to buy them. But I'm trying not to do that because it's way more fun like going in the store, seeing the condition. Because if I'm paying like for all these games, I'd rather them be in like near mint or like pretty close to like perfection.
Mhm.
Because if it's like price charting at like a certain amount, I don't want to get the crappiest of the games. Like I want it to be pretty good. But like Super Nintendo, I'm going for the full set. I think I only need like 140 or 100 and some more
Nice.
for that. And then Nintendo, I have been switching over to NES because the Super Nintendo, like I go in a store, I own all the Super Nintendo games, so then I go to NES because there's still a ton of games that I need for that. And then GameCube. I'm going for the full set of GameCube too. Like all at the same time. So
Yeah.
Well,
like
how do you
yeah.
stay organized? They say using an app to track your whole collection and not get doubles, because that's certainly, if you're collecting all sorts of stuff, right?
No.
Organization's got to be key, or you're just getting doubles.
I don't have any apps because it would take like a month to categorize everything that I have, and I just don't want to do that. That deters me. But it is very important to use those apps, and I do highly recommend them, even though I don't. I just need help, so send help, please. And yeah, but I have a printed list because I'm still old, and I have like a printed, literally like from a printer, like a whole typed up list, and I highlight as I go,
Okay.
and then
You
that
see,
kind of
I'm
helps.
older. Mine is handwritten.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I do that, and I
handwritten.
have bought a few doubles by accident. Like I bought Bubsy, not even like good, and I bought Bubsy like twice for the Super Nintendo, and then I just gave the game away.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I bought like a Harry Potter game for the GameCube because I didn't highlight my list yet because I had went to like back-to-back game stores and I hadn't made the video yet because I like it was like back-to-back-to-back game stores and I couldn't
Mhm.
remember that I just bought it.
Right. Had you made the video, you'd have just checked your own YouTube video and be like, "Oh yeah, that's the one I picked up."
Yep.
So, Brandy, do you
Been
have
there.
any limitations when it comes to collecting? Like, are there things that you will not collect, or is everything fair game?
Um, I think if you would have asked me that like a couple years ago, I would have said everything's fair game. But now I think I'm trying to like hone in a little bit more. Um, so like board games and stuff, I'm not necessarily going for like any more of like board games, I would say. Cause like I have like a bunch downstairs and I was collecting like SpongeBob and this and that, like at the thrift store, like impulse buys. So I
Mhm.
kind of like slowed up on like some of that stuff. But pretty much like if I like it, I'll buy it. And
Okay.
if it's like $1 billion, and I don't have $1 billion, then I won't buy it. But if I can
So
Just
afford
anything
it,
that
Stadium
has
events.
nostalgia, eh?
yeah.
so Brandy, have you gotten to a point? I know I'm currently at this point in time where my collection is shifting. So I'm less into games now, more into toys. Have you gotten to any of that point where you have moved your collection or shifted your collection or the outlook of the collection of which way you want to go and kind of move stuff? Or do you just hold on to it and just never never get rid of it?
I like hoard everything, but as of just very recently, I feel like I want to spend less on like certain toy lines. Like, I don't want to collect like Funko or like new Batman stuff anymore. Like, I feel like new stuff is probably not what I want to go through with like toys, and I want to focus more on like displays, standees, kiosks, rare items, anything with a story. Even though I am going for full sets, but it's like it's different. Like, I feel like I'm honing in on like more of like something instead of just like anything and everything.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I feel like it kind of has shifted. And with like the stuff, like I'm not gonna sell like everything that's like on these shelves and stuff. I'm not selling any of this stuff. If I have duplicates, which I am finding, like, so I do have some games that when I go to this convention, the next one I'm going to, I'm bringing some duplicates that I just had. Like, I don't need the greatest hits and this and that of like a PS2 game. And then there's like 30 games that are duplicates that I found. So like I will let those go so that I can put like I have like a stack of almost 30 games that I could put on the shelf since I took those games off. So that's happened, and then I did get rid of an arcade one up, and that was like the first time that I really like got rid of something in the collection. But I have 2 kiosks coming in. Well, one's already in there, one isn't. So it's like I kind of had to let that go, and I'm not playing it, and I have 3 full-sized arcades, and I just didn't really feel the need for like it was like the asteroids, a spinner one, centipede maybe or something.
Okay, like the
Is on it.
rollerball or
No, I think it had
no?
like maybe 6 to 12 games or something.
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I know. Does it have is it like old like Dig Dug game? Is that on there?
Are we talking the
I think
arcade one up? What are we talking? Or
Yeah, it's
no,
an
I think
arcade one up. It's like asteroids,
yeah.
okay.
centipede, and it has like a spinner for something. I don't know. I
Yeah.
Arcade.
got it and it was like on clearance or like pretty cheap, and then I sold it for a little more.
So the games that you're going to
The
be
demand.
getting rid of going to the con, are you using those to trade for games that you don't have?
No, that would be a smarter thing, but these are just like some of them are like kind of common. So I was just gonna like sell them and whatever I make, because I'm also making perler bead art um to sell, and then I'm gonna use that money for the collection. I'm trying to like, you know, figure it out because everyone else does it.
You got to fund
Do
the
you think
collection somehow.
selling that one-up arcade, do you think that will open the doors for you to let go of more stuff, or do you think that was just kind of a one-off? Needed the space, you were playing it, you wanted to get rid of it, or do you think that will turn into maybe getting rid of some other stuff in your collection that you're not using or anything like that?
You know, I thought that, and that door has came and went, like came and
Yeah.
closed. Like it was like that, and then some duplicate stuff that I like just set aside for the convention, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to let anything else go. Like I'm good. Like it was
Yeah.
very that window was very short. Like
Yeah.
it was like I thought maybe it would, but then it like I don't know. Anything else like if I'm like attached to it. Like I just
Mhm.
don't see things going. Even if someone
Yeah.
like offered a lot, like if people came in and was like, I don't know, I'll buy that standee or something. Like I just don't see that happening.
I'm the same way, so I understand. I've never sold anything. I've given things away that was like you said, I have doubles of this, so I made a little Nintendo collection for my buddy and his kid and gave that to them for Christmas so they could play Nintendo. But
Mm.
to sell it, I'm just like, I'll just keep it. Keep it in the collection. And then I have it. Don't gotta worry about it. So I totally understand.
Yeah,
Right.
like
So Brand
occasionally, like I do have like 2 Wiis. So like this lady right down the street posted a Wii for sale and it was like in the box and she wanted like was it $20 for it? It came with a bunch of games, came with the Wii, and I get there and she's like, "Oh, I had 2 Wiis. Oh, I had 4 controllers. Oh, I had this. And I know I could get more for it, but here you go." And I was like, "Cool." And then I came home and the intent is to sell those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, given, some things and stuff like that. Like that could be very helpful at the moment.
So Brandy, when you first you had mentioned earlier about the guy that had approached you about doing YouTube originally. How
Yes.
much of a collection did you have at that time? And you said that was around 2015 or earlier than that?
2018 is when he reached out, but I had been
Okay.
collecting for, like, a couple years, but
Okay.
not as hardcore, like, the first year or 2, but, like, right after that, it was, like, a lot. Like, I
S-
dove in. It, like,
So what
went
did
from, like,
you
1 shelf to a lot.
so what did you mainly focus on before he had reached out? Did you have like a direction of your collection?
When I first started, it was N64, systems that I wanted to play more, games that I really wanted to play, and, some Turtle stuff, and then it was a couple kiosks. Like, I started diving into, displays and kiosks and stuff. Like, one of the things that he filmed and released that video, I think it was the second video after the game room tour, it was Earthbound in the big box. I bought that for, like, $600, shipped and insured to my house, and, he filmed me unboxing that and did post that video. So, the game room tour and the first video, those were the 2 that he did on my channel.
Mhm.
So, like,
I
I was
think
going for, like, just I don't know, things that I thought were fun or cool or that I wanted at the time, and then it,
Yeah.
like, really transformed.
I think a big question that a lot of people I know that I'm always interested in this. I'm sure Russ and Keith could attest to this too. Brandy, where do you find all of this stuff?
I can't tell you.
Secret. I knew it. She's got a superpower.
Now, I do so it's, like it's crazy, like, in certain aspects, I am, like, really unlucky. But in this aspect, it's, like, crazy because, like, things literally are, like, good for me. Like, it's you can't win everything in life. But, um, like, I posted, I saw on Instagram, Insert Bid. It's like a new, app that's going to like a new platform of like bidding and stuff. And he posted that he's giving away a Sega Saturn kiosk. So I commented and said, "Wow, that's so cool. I'd love to win that." And I was like one of the only people that had entered this giveaway. And then I was chosen and I won a Sega Saturn kiosk for
Wow.
free. And
Wow. You
they're
just had
like
to pick it
over
up.
$6,500. No, Brandon from he's a part of that app, but he also delivers and, you know, the kiosks and all that
Oh,
and
okay.
drives around and all that. He delivered it to my house
Wow.
and he put it in
Wow.
my garage and then he said, "I'll be back in a couple weeks and I'll move it to your basement for you." He's like, "I
Wow.
don't have the right dolly today." So then he
Wow.
came back out to my house and put it in the basement. So,
Wow.
like,
Jeez. Oh, for
literally
leaving a comment.
the craziest thing, and, like, I just didn't think it was real at first, and then someone else reached out to me like a week later and was like, "Hey, I have this kiosk in my cellar. Um, you're local. Do you want to come get it? Because I'm moving and I don't have a spot for it." Now it is a little in rough shape, but it's free. I
Right.
said, "Okay, sounds great." And then I show up. It's in this like sure enough cellar that's like you can't even stand up in it. And I look at it like, how in the world am I supposed to move that? And a buddy just shows up, and him and the buddy, they just put the thing in my car for me, and I didn't even have to do anything, and I got a free kiosk. And I'm like, wow. Like, it's crazy.
So
dig
what
it.
is the coolest thing in your opinion that's in you have a very large collection. What do you do you have like your most favorite item in your collection?
Well, like, if we talk favorite, obviously, it's my Jungle Green Nintendo 64 from my childhood. But if we're talking, like, weird niche stuff, I mean, I do like my Mario statue, just because that has, like, a crazy story of, like, getting that and, like so I saw it at a toy store in Delaware, and it was for, like, $3,000, and it was faded, like, the red was faded. The red is very famous for fading. And I was like, "Who would pay that?" And I left. And I came back, like, 8 months later, and they, like, touched up the red with, like, some spray paint or paint or whatever, but the other colors are, like, original. And, they marked it down to, like, $2,000. And I was like, "That still seems like a lot." So I left. And I messaged that Brandon guy who's in, like, the kiosk, and he's like, "I will pay you not to buy it." And I was like, "Alright, I want it now." So I drive back. So me and Stephanie, we drive back, and the person goes, "Oh, hey, you're Gamer Aimer. I watch your videos. You've been in here before. You support us, blah, blah, blah. We'll go ahead and knock, like, $300 more off if you buy it today." And I looked at her and she's like, "Let's split it." I was like, "Okay." So we get it in the car and we're driving home from like the vacation and where we stopped. And she gets a flat tire. Now it pours down rain. Now we're standing on the side of the road. And what do you have to do to get a flat tire? You have to go get your spare. Where's your spare at? Under the suitcases, under the Mario statue. So now we have Mario on the side of the road on like
God.
this busy
Oh, man.
highway. It's pouring down rain, and we're just both standing there like, how did this happen? So some guy stops because he sees Mario. He changes the tire, and then we look up like tire stores because we still have a long way to go, and you're not really supposed to ride on like a donut that long. So there's a place, and we just make it in time, and what do we have to do? We have to pull out the Mario statue again, so that we could get that. So it just became like this like running thing. So now like when I go to conventions and stuff, we find like a little Mario thing. It's just like a thing. And like that big Mario thing at Siege the one year that I bid against Retro Rick.
That guy.
Yeah, like when I won that bid and got that coin op Mario thing, like that was something. And then there was like a little golden Mario from Arizona, and it was like from the Famicom shops like back in the day and in Japan. And it's like a store display, and I saw that there and I bought that because it was small enough to fit in my carry-on backpack on the plane. And I like was trying to be funny, so I, like, just carried it around like a baby, and, I ended up, like, taking it to the aquarium out in Arizona, and I had it on the airplane, and, like, people were looking at me like I'm the craziest. I had it on, like, the dinner table, like, it just became, like, a running thing. So, like, I don't know, there's just so many different things, so
Nice.
Awesome.
We did have a few people comment. We put out there about collecting stuff, and a few people left comments, so we'll see what they said.
What did you say? What did you say? Springfield, let's hear from you.
We had over on our YouTube community page, Purge and Splurge Stripton said, I say now I'm definitely more focused on collecting stuff I'd want to play, as opposed to stuff that's just going to collect dust and never see the light of day. Been going harder on Nintendo Powers, the early ones I don't have, and any Nintendo or toy oddities. I still pick up games from time to time, but price plays a big factor now. You guys said you needed suggestions for Wheel of Doom. Is shelf collecting games you'll never play actually worth it? It's a good topic we can add there. And we have also, I have a killer rental choice for you guys for a future Warpipe rental. Hockey and Rocky on Super NES. I recommend it. Nice, that's a good one. We got another bald nerd says, has there been anything you've seen that you never knew existed and then just knew that you had to have it as part of your collection? Also, what happens when you run out of room? Two great questions for Brandy there. So you
Yeah,
haven't spotted
so
anything? And you're like, I need it.
yeah, that actually just happened like the other day. So I'm posting a video tomorrow, which will be out by the time of this airing. So I can talk about it. And it brought up another like weird nostalgic thing. So someone posted in the kiosk display group this like weird poster um that had N64 on it. And it's for a van. You could get this like unit so that you could play the Nintendo 64 in a van. Well, I have this big display now of it. It's like so many feet like long by like that, and it's like a tripod thing. So it's like double sided and it kind of fits like a triangle. That was terrible. Um, but yeah, so I saw that and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that I knew that this existed. And, like, I had forgotten about it. So, back in the day, at my grandfather's car lot, there would be used cars that come on the lot, and we were kids, and we would sit in the cars and think we were cool driving when the car was parked. Well, we saw a hookup for a N64 in one of the vans that was a little weird-looking van, and, I remember playing it because I thought it was, like, the coolest thing. We were at the car lot playing in a car, playing the Nintendo 64, and I remembered it, and then because of yes,
Is that
and
it?
because of, like, there's, like that's what I played. Well, I have a display that's, like, slightly different, but it's, like, crazy that yeah, it's it's, like, wild, but I remember playing in a car like that. A
Wow.
van. It was like a maroon outside color, and the inside was kinda like that color,
Mhm.
and it was not, like, the cleanest, but we all as kids sat in that car and we played the Nintendo 64.
Nice.
That's cool.
Brief
He did ask, what do you do, I guess, when you run out of room?
You just make more room.
You just make more room. Hey, that's simple.
Easy. Duh.
Make
I
more
really don't
Unless
know.
you're my daughter and my daughter says we need to build a new house.
Oh, wow, you go extreme.
Yeah,
Yeah, not like a
that's
shed
according
or
to a
anything.
6-year-old. No,
Yeah.
no.
Over on Instagram, Nintendo says, hey, so cool that you're on here. So appreciate her checking that out. Maybe she'll see the podcast. I know I watch her on TikTok. She's always doing some live streams there. And Red Bandana Gaming. You end up with too much stuff and it overflows into other rooms and garage. I think you can relate to that, I would say, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kinda what happened, like so I bought this house for the basement. Like, when I saw this house, it was, like, the first house that I looked at. I was sold on it immediately because the basement looked so big. And then I started moving in, like, the Dreamcast kiosk and the arcade machine, and then one wouldn't fit, and then I had to widen the door frame to get another one in, and then I had to get a whole new back door so that we could take the threshold off so that we could, you know, bring the stuff in, and then it looked smaller and smaller. And then I just continued collecting, and it looked smaller and smaller, and then the space was limiting. So I just got creative, and it's like there's dead space everywhere on a shelf where you could literally see the shelf. That is real estate. I know it sounds terrible, but like even like with walls, if they're blank walls, that is an opportunity.
Right. Posters or some.
You make it work. And so next thing you know, it's like the basement and then like the little arcade room that I have in the
Mhm.
basement, and then there's a closet in like the back.
Right.
Ah, we lost her
Oh, no.
audio.
You know, it's
She did
just
warn. There it is. We got you back. We got you back. You cut out for just a second.
yes. So pretty much it's just that little arcade room, and then there's like a closet in the bathroom down there. There's plenty of other bathrooms, so you just use that closet. There might be a few things in the bathtub. Because I have other bathtub. I don't need that bathtub.
Right. You're not using
And
it.
then there's a laundry room. So I have like it's a huge room. You only need a washer and dryer in there and the HVAC and stuff. So now I have 2 shelves for like the full sets that I'm going for. And then the garage, it's big, so you could just put things in there. And now what I'm starting to do is, and I have this room too, because who really needs another spare bedroom, you know? So, and the hallway is
The
out there,
hallway?
and there's bookshelves.
Okay.
Might as well look at the bookshelves, on the way to the other rooms. And I did take over the stair landing, but I did give that back up
Okay.
because
How about
it
the
was a
kitchen?
lot. No, the main level of the house is normal, and the rest of it is fair game. So
Okay.
I didn't want to put anything in the bedroom or like the main level. And then the garage, I have like that big Mario Kart thing, but I think I'm going to bring it inside. I have another kiosk that I'm working on cleaning, and then that'll come inside. And then there will still be a couple arcade machines out there because they physically cannot fit through the door.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
We tried.
At least you tried.
Denied, though.
Yep.
Sweet. I think we do have a voicemail as well. Perhaps it might be a question pertaining to the topic or something. But you guys could certainly call into the show and leave a voicemail for us. 949-682-9277. That's 949-682-WARP. Leave us voicemail, maybe commenting on our topic or a future topic maybe you want us to cover. Let's see who called in.
I keep dreaming about my dream phone. It's for you.
What's up, my weekly Warp Pipers? It's your buddy NES Addict here to answer the question: what happens when there's no limits in collecting? Gamer Aimer is what happens. So she's the perfect person to have on the show today. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? I don't know what happens. Probably you spend a ton of money and you need more space than a closet like I have. You need a full basement. That's what happens. All that to say, do yourself a favor and listen to Toto's Africa. What a great song.
It's a good song.
Anyway, you get the point. Have a great one, guys.
I just listened to that song today.
I'll say Weezer covered it too.
Yeah.
They did a good version.
That's true. Yes, they did.
Thanks for calling in, Jay. Appreciate that. I'd love to certainly talk about this forever. We'll try to stick to our time frame of topics and everything. I mean, certainly collecting so many different ways you can go and so many questions with it. If you guys want to find out more, certainly check out Brandy's channel, Gamer Aimer. Tons of videos on there and plenty to come about her collection. We're going to jump into our next topic of Wheel of Doom and get into that. So Wheel of Doom is where we add a bunch of topics to a wheel randomizer, and whatever the topic lands on, we're going to do a short roundtable discussion on that. This is Wheel of Doom.
Wheel of Doom.
We got a lot more topics this week.
Oh yeah, generated up real good. We're gonna shuffle them up and give it a spin and see where we land. Oh, staying on the blue.
Oh, where's it going?
Was Nintendo right to stick with cartridges for the N64?
It's like this was meant to be the Wheel of Doom today.
I know it.
Not wrong.
We'll get Brandy right off the bat. Maybe jumping in on that since she's definitely a big fan of N64.
Yeah.
Yes, I
That's
enjoy
just it.
cartridges.
That's the answer.
End of segment.
Yep.
End of segment.
Yep.
A billion times. No, well, because you think of this is where my mind just goes because I'm just
Okay.
always all over the place. Like my collection, you know. Um, so they went from, N64 to GameCube, so you have the
Right.
little tiny discs.
Yeah.
I would rather have a cartridge over that little tiny disc. So just for that reason, I feel like it was good. Now, if they went to like PS1 or something, like if they went to an actual disc, maybe that would have been better.
You think they would have went earlier, like they would have went small disc for N64 rather than a full size disc like PlayStation and competitors?
Yeah, because also
And
Nintendo
GameCube.
like screwed PlayStation.
Right.
Oh, let's hear
So I'm
about
like
this.
thinking of like the history, like all the surrounding factors.
Tell us. Educate
Like
us.
we wouldn't even had the PlayStation without that, right?
Yeah, because they were gonna team up with Nintendo. You know, the Nintendo PlayStation, and
Mhm.
then PlayStation went their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
They went
So
there.
Yeah, 'cause they were
cartridges,
Doing it
supposed to
alone.
do they were supposed to
cartridges
do a
for the win.
yeah, they were supposed to do the CDs and then Nintendo backed out, right? So Sony was doing that for them, was just like, "Okay, well, we'll do our own thing." And like you said,
Now,
all of a sudden
Nintendo's only had 3 systems with discs, right? The GameCube, the
Mhm.
Wii, and the Wii
The Wii
U.
U.
And that was it, right? And then they went
Yeah.
back to cartridges.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
currently on cartridges for Nintendo. And there's no more Game Boys, there's no more Nintendo DSs or anything like that, but those were all cartridges as well.
Mhm.
So it's just Nintendo just synonymous for, I mean, the Wii was a success, right? Uh, the Wii U, some people say it flopped. I really enjoy the Wii U.
Yeah.
And the GameCube did pretty well. So I'm just wondering what mentality Nintendo was in for not going the
They've
disc
always
way.
even they've never stuck with the norm, right? Like, they've
Mhm.
always
Right.
tried to be like, to innovate and do these crazy things. So when everyone else was swapping, Nintendo was like, "Nope, we're gonna stick with cartridges. It'll be what it is," right?
Yeah.
So, and like you said, even when they decided they're gonna go to disc-based games, first thing they did was exactly the opposite of what everyone else was doing. When everyone else was using the regular size CDs, Nintendo was like, "Nope, we're gonna use these little ones with the GameCube, and it's gonna be innovative and different," right?
Right, because
Even
the
when we
PS1
went
was out before.
Yeah,
Right.
even when we
Mhm.
went to Nintendo using discs, we got the Wii, right? Like, the
Yeah.
full-size disc was the Wii, and they're
Yeah.
like Nintendo's like, "You know what? You're gonna hold this, and you're gonna swing it around like this and do your thing, and it's not gonna be the Xbox, the PlayStation, where you're holding the controller in your hand and playing it." They tried to innovate it again, right? And do something crazy with these discs, but the system was totally different, right?
Mhm.
Well, it's also these systems that the Nintendo put out, they weren't putting out as much power either as PlayStation or Xbox, right?
Right. Right.
So did they need discs ever?
Well,
With the
like
amount of
discs do hold more.
More
Right.
data. Mhm.
Right.
So
Memory and all.
like competing with PS1 and stuff. but I felt like Nintendo at the time, like, I felt like it was fine, like, I still enjoyed playing N64, and my friends had PS1, but I still enjoyed playing my Nintendo.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
they left some limitations by doing it that
Mhm.
way,
Right.
but at the same time, I guess it all made sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they did come out with there's Resident Evil 2 on N64, which plays slightly different than if you're
And they
playing it
were
on
gonna
PlayStation.
do yeah, they were gonna do the disk drive for the Nintendo 64 DD,
Mhm.
and, like, I have a handful of those things, but even, like, those aren't actual discs, they're like
Almost like
the
floppy disk.
cartridge floppy looking
Yeah.
thing. So and then that flopped.
Pun intended.
I mean,
So
as someone that likes to collect games, I personally don't collect disc-based games. That's just me because I like the look and feel of holding on to a cartridge, right? Instead of having
Yeah.
just the floppy opening case with the disc in the middle of it like everything else.
Mhm.
So I think they it was a good thing down the road when I look back at it because now I can go hunting and I can buy a cool looking cartridge I can hold in my hand. So for me, I think
Right.
Right.
they did the right thing, but that's as a collector's standpoint that is into that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it also helps with protecting the game itself where it's encased in the cartridge and it can be thrown into bins and you could still dig through it, find it, and maybe you just gotta alcohol swab it a little bit and it'll still play. Whereas if it's a disc, maybe the case will crack and then crack that CD or you get a scratch on that CD and then that's it, you're done. You can't play that game anymore. Whereas with the cartridge, you're like, all right, this is it'll last a little bit longer. And like Keith was saying, maybe it displays on the shelf a little bit nicer than just having the DVD case or whatever with the games in it.
Yeah, because you also got cool boxes, right, with the cartridges, and not just like Russ said, a DVD case
Right.
Yeah.
that just pops it in there. So, I I'm you guys all know this. I own a PS3, but the only reason I own the PS3, and I've said this before, is because it was the cheapest Blu-ray player on the market at the time, and I bought it for that reason. I only have a handful of games for the PS3, and I don't own another disc-based system other than my Nintendo one. So I'm just Nintendo all the way. So I think the nostalgia factor of cartridges is where I'm at. So I don't know, like even going to cons and stuff and like, like when you go to Goodwill, right? Or you go to Savers or whatever you go to, your thrift stores, and you look through like music CDs, right? It's very tedious to look through those music CDs. And that's how I also feel going to conventions looking through like PlayStation games. They're
Mhm.
the DVD cases, they're the jewel cases.
Mhm.
And I feel the same way. So um, yeah, for me, it's always going to be cartridge-based games,
So
100%.
we're going with yay for the N64 cartridges. They did the right thing.
Now, controller, we'll have another conversation.
It's a whole different wheel of doom, David.
That's
A
it.
whole different wheel of doom.
Nice. All right. I think that kind of wraps up our episode here at the Weekly Warp Pipe, diving into collecting and all the other fun topics there. Just to give you guys a quick reminder of the Weekly Warp Pipe, we are hinting the rental store. We're going to be watching Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s, not the new animated one. Dive back, check out this classic, and let us know what you thought about it. And then if you want to tune in next week for the episode there, what topic are we getting into?
Oh, next week we're going to talk about what makes a video game legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's not necessarily putting the word legend in the title, but that does help.
Legendary
it's not.
Wings, Legend of Zelda, other legend movie.
He's like, I'm
game.
out. I'm out. That's all I got.
The
Sweet.
Legend of Fighting Force 64.
That's it.
There
Right.
you
Original
go.
title.
Legend, wait for it, Dairy.
Yes.
And hey, we want to give a special thank you for Brandy being on our show, Gamer Aimer. You can certainly check her out. Let us know where we can find you. What are your socials? What are we doing?
I'm everywhere and nowhere. No, I'm kidding. I'm pretty much everywhere. So it's just if you search Gamer Aimer, you could find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, just all over the place. You could see me at certain conventions. You could see me in my game room. I mean, really, just wherever you look.
What's the next convention you're going to?
There's one in North Carolina that I'm going to next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe Siege.
Nice.
Very cool.
Fingers
crossed on that one. Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Keith?
YouTube Retro Cart Collector, Instagram Retro Cart Collector. But you don't want to go there. You want to go to Gamer Aimer. Go to Gamer Aimer. Don't go to Retro Cart Collector.
You can go everywhere.
Over there.
Do it all. Do it all. Dave, where we find you at?
I'm still kicking on that YouTube thing. So Dave, it's me. Right there. Go check it out. I'm trying to put out videos. I haven't put them out in a couple weeks just because I went on vacation, but they'll be back this Sunday, which is tomorrow if you're listening to this on Saturday. Or if you're listening on Sunday, it's today. So go to my channel and watch another video. So there you go. But make sure you go and watch Brandy's video first this week because it sounds really, really cool. I'm really excited about it. I want to see because she gave us a little hint, but now I want to see it.
Perfect. And then
how about you, Russ?
If you want to check me out, I'm on the YouTubes as well, Russ Lyman. We got a bunch of videos out there. I just put out a video, me working on my Play Choice 10 arcade cabinet. So you could check that one out. And then I have a series where I'm going through Nintendo Power magazines and reading those in whole. They're about a hour and change video. It's a fun vibe. Just kind of sitting there relaxing, reading through a retro magazine. Find me on TikTok and Instagram, Russ Lyman, all that. And of course, here weekly at theweeklywarpipe.com. You can check out our website right there, weeklywarpipe.com. It has all our information on there. And we also want to do a shout out to our channel members. We got a couple new ones here that signed up. So thank you for helping us out on YouTube, becoming a channel member. We got the Wizard J. We got Mike7399, Austin Mills, and Fox Driven Retro. Again, if you want to help out, just head over to YouTube/Weekly Warpipe, and you could sign up over there. And yeah, be a good time. We got some buttons to send out. We're working on our membership cards, and we got stickers. So packages will be on the way.
And we should also note that if you guys do become a member, send us a message either on Instagram or we'll get an email out in the description. Send us your address because YouTube is not giving us your information to send you the packages. So make sure you contact us and let us know where to send the stuff.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Cool. All right, that wraps it up, guys. We appreciate you jumping in to the Warp Pipe with us, and we'll see you on the next level.